The bunny episode of the Powerpuff Girls could not be remade today, and the reason is the same reason I'm not playing any audio in this video. If you want to hear the audio from the bunny episode, go watch it. Let's get into it. Twisted Sister is season 2, episode 11 of the Powerpuff Girls, obviously. And it starts off with the girls having call after 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 call. And they're exhausted. They're tired of going to school, then having to go save the city, and going to school and having to save the city. Mind you, they're supposed to be around 5 years old. They shouldn't have all this responsibility. We learned about this back in the episode Speed Demon. Watch that episode if you haven't seen it. And that video. So the girls decide, we need help. If there was just one more Powerpuff Girl, we could be good. We'd be all right. Let's get to it. They go into Professor Utonium's lab, and Blossom starts reading off the ingredients on how to create the perfect little girls. And she says, first we need sugar. And Bubbles is like, I'm on it. And then she says, and next we'll need spice. And Buttercup is like, I got you. Bubbles come back and says, I couldn't find any sugar, but I found artificial sweetener. Blossom says, that's all right. Red flag number 1. Buttercup comes back and she says, I couldn't find any spices, but I found dirt and twigs. Blossom goes, that's kind of like... And the final ingredient, as we all know, is everything nice. So the girls, all having 3 different personalities, decide anything they think is nice goes in a pot. So they start grabbing cutesy things for Bubbles, scholarly things for Blossom, and then obviously like more sports adjacent items for Buttercup. And so they're throwing everything in, and then Buttercup ends it with a knuckle sandwich. Cool. Now they're like, okay, the last thing that we got to do is accidentally add chemical X. And so they act out this whole scenario where they're just having a conversation, and then oops, we spilled the chemical X, which is a really good point to make when we talk about the Rowdy Rough Boys episode, my favorite episode, because Mojo Jojo was going through the same thing where he was trying to figure out how to recreate the girls, and then he was finding alternatives as well because he didn't have the ingredients because he was in prison. So boom, Bunny is born. And Bunny, where they took the risk, or maybe it wasn't a risk because it's the very early 2000s, but Bunny is very clearly special needs. The way she looks, the way she talks, the way she acts, she's absolutely special needs. We move. So the girls tell her, hey, you need to fly around and to keep Townsville safe. So that means stopping crime, beating up the bad guys, and throwing them in jail. Understood? Bunny understands, but Bunny don't know. So Bunny's flying around looking for bad guys. And also, Powerpuff Girls, a lot of blickies in this show. Anywho, she's flying around town. She sees a crime going on, but the police are the ones pointing the blickies at the criminals. She doesn't understand that the police are the good guys. So she beats up the police, throws the bad guys in jail. But while she's at it, she's like, oh, these bad guys probably locked up these other good guys too. So she's freeing bad guys all over Townsville. The girls are at home kicking it, watching movies. And Professor Utonium is like, hey, like no crime today? And they're like, duh, but we got it handled under control because he don't know about Bunny. I don't think he ever learns about Bunny. But anyways, so the girls realize that Bunny is letting all the criminals out of jail. And so they have to go fix it and clean it up. So the girls fly down to Bunny and they're like, Bunny, what are you doing, dog? What's wrong with you? Like, you're bugging right now. You're tweaking. You let all the criminals out of jail. Bunny starts crying, flies away, and the girls are like, were we too hard on her? Every criminal in the city is like, not as hard as we're about to be on you. Bink, boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, beom. It's hands and feet. So this is the episode where they don't get to put the fingerless paws on somebody else because they get in every digit, unfortunate, beat up. So they're crying and they're like, oh, we need help. Bunny hears that because Bunny still got the super hearing. She's a Powerpuff Girl at the end of the day. Bunny comes down to save them. And so as Bunny's saving them, the girls are unconscious, sleep, snoozing. Bunny's saving them, and I guess it overwhelms her, it overpowers her, and so she's becoming unstable. So her body starts whoop, 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 and she blows up. And then the sound is cut. This is where I think this show does it flawlessly. Whenever there's like a really big explosion where you know there's a death, the sound gets cut, the color gets erased from characters, and then when the girls wake up, all the bad guys are slumped, and they see the fabric from Bunny's outfit just laying there. and they're like, oh my gosh, like she must have not been shelf stable. She's gone. And so they sit there and they cry. And the narrator says, for the first and last time, the city of Townsville was saved thanks to Bunny. And then a bunny pops up. She does her special. It's a special, like, they really could not release this episode today. But the narrator just starts crying and crying and crying, and then it fades to black. The episode really was beautiful. I would say it's a top 5 episodes in the entire series. It wasn't creepy. It wasn't scary like people keep saying, like, oh, Bunny freaked me out. The Bunny episode freaked me out. Bunny with special needs, and the Powerpuff Girls created her to help them, and she was their sister. They treated her like a sister. They didn't abuse her or anything like that, but she just couldn't do what they could do. And I really, really, really wish cartoons took more risk like that. Shows in general. But it was a really good episode. It was a beautiful episode. Season 2, episode 11. Please go give it a watch if you don't remember it. It's probably not how you remember, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. The end.